For my AP Bio summer assignment, I decided to read the autobiographical novel Lab Girl by Hope Jahren. Science has taught me that everything is more complicated than we first assume, and that being able to derive happiness from discovery is a recipe for a beautiful life. Hope Jahren. Jaren's life began in the small Minnesota town of Austin. Her father taught science at the local community college, and from an early age, Jahren identified as a scientist, stating, "I chose science because science gave me what I needed. A home, as defined in the most literal sense. A safe place to be." As Jahren grew up, she began her science career studying at the University of Minnesota. While attending school, Jahren moonlights as a hospital pharmacy worker. Tying us back to our AP Bio course, Big Idea 1 states that the process of evolution drives the diversity and unity of life. This relates back to Jaren's own life as her knowledge began to blossom on a daily scale, such as learning how to better prepare anesthesia bags, and also on a more long-term scale, with her experience and intelligence only growing to one day become the brilliant mind it is today. Graduating from the University of Minnesota in 1991, Jahren went on to graduate school at UC Berkeley. While running an undergraduate field trip, Jahren meets Bill, who will eventually become her lifelong best friend. Big Idea for our AP Bio class states that biological systems interact, and these systems and their interactions possess complex properties. Jahren speaks in her novel about a certain type of mushroom, the ephemeral mushroom. This mushroom will cast a stringy webbing around the roots of a tree. The mushroom will work with the tree, helping it to draw water from the soil. In return, the mushroom gets sugar from the tree. This is similar to the relationship between Bill and Hope, working together in symbiosis to grow strong and powerful together. Jahren graduated UC Berkeley with a PhD in social science. She was offered a job at the Georgia Institute of Technology, an offer she accepted. She convinced Bill to come along with her to teach. Hope had a rocky start to her career, facing discrimination for being a female scientist. And after a few years teaching in Georgia, Jahren and Bill moved to teach at Johns Hopkins University in order to receive more funding. While at Johns Hopkins, Jahren struggled with mental issues, primarily bipolar episodes due to high stress and anxiety levels. But while at Johns Hopkins, Hope meets Clint, the man who would eventually become her husband. After working at Johns Hopkins for some time, Jahren received an offer from the University of Hawaii to have her own lab and to teach. So after quitting Johns Hopkins, Hope, Clint, their son, and Bill all moved to Honolulu, where they are still living today. Finally, one more AP Bio big idea present in Hope Jaren's novel is that living systems store, retrieve, transmit, and respond to information essential to life processes. In her novel, Jahren tells of a certain battle between the Sitka willow tree and tent caterpillars. Sitka willow trees in the area near where trees had been decimated by the caterpillars survived by filling their leaves with caterpillar poison. However, trees up to a mile away who had never had any interaction with the tent caterpillars also produced the same compound in their leaves. They were able to communicate in a way to better each other's lives. This is similar to Hope Jahren and her husband and Bill communicating and enriching each other's lives. In conclusion, Hope Jaren's novel Lab Girl is a brilliant blend of her touching and inspiring story and of brilliant scientific explanations. It's kind of tragic, I reflected, that we all spent our lives working but never really got good at our work or even finished it. The purpose instead was for me to stand on the rock that he had thrown into the rushing river, bend and claw another rock from the bottom, and then cast it down a bit further and hope it would be a useful next step for some person with whom Providence might allow me to cross paths. Hope Jahren, Lab Girl. Humble words from a brilliant, brilliant scientist. Thank you for listening to my audio book report of Lab Girl by Hope Jahren.